Self-victimhood is a person... Fuck you, pop-ups. Self-victimhood is a personality type. Researchers find people who suffer from a tendency for interpersonal victimhood present themselves as weak, hurt, and vengeful. I can think of some groups that applies to. Many social commentators have argued that an emerging victimhood culture incentivizes people to see themselves as weak, traumatized, and aggrieved. In higher education, this has been associated with increased demand for specific accommodations like trigger warnings, which don't work, and policing of microaggressions, which is racist. Fuck you if you disagree. But what is not merely a trend but an entire personality type? A new paper in the scientific journal, Personality and Individual Differences, possessed a tendency for interpersonal victimhood, an archetype defined by several truly toxic traits: a pathological need for recognition, a difficulty empathizing with others, feeling of moral superiority, and importantly, a thirst for vengeance. Pretty much all those viral videos of liberals shitting the bed on colleges' campuses and calling for the recognition of like teachers and stuff, yeah, that describes them perfectly. Or that one black girl that stopped and assaulted the white guy because he had dreadlocks. The findings suggest that victimhood is a stable and meaningful personality tendency, writes the study's author. A quartet of scholars associated with Tel Aviv University and Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the University of Pennsylvania. The researchers solicited several hundred participants for a series of psychological experiments that tested their assumptions. As such, the results should be taken with a grain of salt. Social psychologists' research suffers from notorious thorny replication issues. Since these kinds of experiments are not always great substitutes for the sort of thing that has been studied, in one of the paper's experiments, for instance, a computer split a pot of money between itself and a human participant. This person was led to believe the computer was also a human participant. Sometimes the pot was split unevenly, and the human participant was given a chance to take vengeance by reducing the computer's pot without enriching his own. Researchers discovered that the participants classified as having a higher TIV scores were strongly associated with behavioral revenge. TIV was also associated with an increased experience of negative emotions and entitlement to immoral behavior. Sounds like a certain minority group in America. The study distinguishes TIV from narcissism. Narcissistic individuals also experience moral superiority and vengeful desires, but these feelings tend to spring from the belief that their authority, capability, or grandiosity is being undermined. TIV, on the other hand, is associated with low self-esteem. And while narcissists do not want to be victimized, high TIV individuals lash out when their victimhood is questioned. The self-preservation of the high TIV individuals, yeah, pretty much, that describes all liberals in the modern era. Most college students, cause they're fucking garbage, and we need to treat them like they're garbage until they start acting like they're humans and stop being savages. This explains a lot. This makes a lot of sense. If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.